Good morning. I thought I would do a different kind of video today, not just sitting in my bus. So once again, my name is Remedies, aka Gypsy. My beautiful fur baby, Miss Sonja there. So we're out doing our morning walk. And yeah, today I live in Texas presently, and it's San Antonio, and so it's kind of grayish and whatever. Although it feels really good right now, but it's supposed to get up to 90 today, which is kind of weird because this time of year it's usually cool, cold, and sometimes even to the point of freezing. There's usually rain. There's been a few times there's been snow. So it has been a weird winter. It's kind of an adventure. Look outside, check the weather. What is the season going to be for the day? So wear layered clothing, etc. Anyways. Besides working on my bus and trying to convert it so that I can live out of it, and I'm slowly getting to the thing of I realize I need to share more often. I have a lot of people asking me, are you still doing your bus? Hang on just a second, I'm going to get past this yard worker. And yes, I am still working on my bus as I'm trying to share. I started it last year, my YouTube channel, sharing what I was doing. You can go back and look at some of the videos. Not a professional, some of them are really short, but I was mostly just sharing my experience of going from not knowing anything about this, just knowing that it was something I wanted to do. And it's not because I always want to live in a bus forever, that's not it. I presently have been renting a room, and if you've ever done that, it's challenging at times. Living with strangers, even living with family, it can be challenging at times, so it is, looks like I have dark circles. I think it's just the hat with the shadows. Anyways, so, hang on just a second, get rid of some of the noise. So anyways, so I've been on a healing journey. I've talked about it a little bit here and there, but, after healing my internal body, meaning my gut, etc., which it's still a work in progress. I don't think it's ever done, right? But I'm so glad that I made those choices, because now in my 60s, I live a life with no meds. I use food, herbs, tinctures, etc. for healing. If I feel a little uncomfortable about something, if my tummy's upset, there's always a tea that I know I can make or whatever, I do intermittent fasting. There's days where I'll just drink water all day long and then eat a light meal. I used to be able to do 2-3 days, but one full day of just giving your body a break. That means from the night before and then waking up and just, I usually start with like warm lemon water. And recently it's called Soleil, where you prepare some water, and I can explain that a little bit more, but it's with Himalayan pink salt in some water, and then you add a little bit of that to your morning water, and it just it hydrates you and just gives you energy and just gives your body all kinds of missing minerals, etc. It's a really amazing thing. So that's the other thing I want to share, is because I personally am certified in many healing modalities. Number one, I started my journey into nutrition, learning as much as I could about nutrition and how to heal the body naturally using foods, because it coming from a very unhealthy background. In my childhood, I had migraines, bloody noses, my digestion was so screwed up, I had constipation issues, everything it's just one thing after another. My brothers and I had the yearly allergy thing, the yearly colds, the yearly flus, on and on. But of course, it was all nutrition. And, hey, my mom didn't know. She just fed us what she knew. It was mostly Mexican food with a little bit of mixed whatever, whatever was going on and whatever was being sold. And yeah, originally she did cook from scratch, but later on, just like everybody else, I remember when frozen meals came out, the little, I guess what they called, TV trays. You put them in the oven and whatever, tasted like crap. So we didn't really like it, so my mom opted not to get those anymore. But we didn't grow up eating healthy at all. We rarely drank water except from a garden hose, if we were outside playing or whatever. And yes, we were outside playing all the time, because that's just how it was back then. We had a couple channels on TV in black and white, and you know, on and on and on. So nevertheless, I'm glad, and I really didn't start my health journey until my 20s. I had a really serious thing that happened, and that's what I kind of want to talk about. That's where I made my whole decision on what I was going to do with my life, because I literally died on the table. I ended up having what they call deep vein thrombosis. My main femoral arteries clogged, like literally throughout my whole body. Like, I'm not even joking. They put this weird dye stuff in your veins, and then they can do like a special x-ray so they can see, and literally the clot went all the way from my big toe on my left side all the way up through my body, all the way like centimeters entering my lungs. That is no joke. So I lived in Germany at the time. I literally flew on a little helicopter in a tube from one hospital to the next hospital, and on the table, literally the first one was where they kind of enter the left groin area, and they ran a tube up. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a little balloon thing. They blow up and it draws out. So that was when I left. I was gone from here for about 6 minutes, although it felt like a lot longer. It was a really unusual experience, but it was beautiful. It was full of love. Like, I just can't. There's nothing here that you can even explain the love. Nevertheless, when I came back, I was a little upset. I was like, oh, what the hell? Nevertheless, but the message I got was that there was something I needed to do. It wasn't my time, etc. So nevertheless, realizing, and then 2 weeks later had to go back in, and they had to clear out from my toe all the way out and get it all out. I was on blood thinners, heparin and Coumadin for a while. You know, I had actually injected myself, which is kind of a life thing. And at that point, like, there was no internet, so I had to go to the library, and I just was like, what the hell? Why am I 28 having this experience? And the other thing too, I was pregnant with triplets. Yeah, triplets, 3 baby boys. And so, you know, I kept getting, well, it's because the babies were too heavy for you. You know, the placenta was too heavy for you. You know, blah blah, all these reasons. But really, as I looked into it and learned, it took me a few years of digging into why does this happen, what does this mean, blah 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 blah. Is literally, it came down to nutrition. Yes, I'm sure the baby weight, like, I wasn't really big everywhere, you would think, but my belly was like humongous, if you can imagine. And I carried them until 7 months and a couple weeks, and they decided to come to the world. But at that time, being preemies, hang on a second, 1 second. Okay, I was waiting for that vehicle to pass by. Anyways, so at that time they didn't have, and I don't remember the name of what it is they give, but a lot of, when moms are now, when they're getting ready to deliver a preemie baby, they literally will put into their IV, there's something they put in there so that the baby can accept oxygen. Something I didn't know at the time is that because they were such preemies, being triplets especially, when a baby's born at 7 months, they're already preemie, okay? But when you have multiple births, it's even more extreme, okay? So they feed off of each other, etc. So that's kind of literally what I was told. I didn't know anything. This was back in '86, and I lived in Germany. So I was told that you can't put them into an incubator because their lungs would crystallize and crash. I don't know how true that is. I really don't. I just know that now, and I know that by the time I had my son in '90, he was born normal time, but I know that there were several girls that were going in and their babies were preemie, so they were being given a drug, and I cannot remember the name. If you know it, you can gladly put it in the comments to help everybody out. But basically what it is it prepares their lungs to accept oxygen, so that their lungs do not crystallize and crash, okay? So they didn't have that at the time, so I was given the right to at least hold my babies while they struggled for breath, you know. So I was a little angry at that for a lot of reasons, you know. I couldn't stay in heaven. That's what I call it anyways. It was a bright, lovely place. And then my babies were not allowed to stay either, right? So, but it took me a while. I just decided, so let me just figure out this, what is it, what brought me to this point where at my age, I had this issue. So I started changing my diet drastically. First thing was learning to like water. You know, I added lemon, I drink bubbly water, you know, what's it called? I call it Perrier, but it wasn't Perrier there. Anyway, so it's like that kind of water. You know, and that's the only way I could really drink water, had to be flavored, like with the lemons or some kind of fruit, etc. But that's okay. I was getting the water in me. That's all that mattered, was you just needed to get the water in your system. That's it. That's the whole thing. So anyways, as time went on, I started, you know, adding some vegetables and, you know, cooking my food differently, etc. Hang on. We got some stray dogs over here. That's the one thing about walking around a neighborhood. Okay, so anyways, it was a life lesson, basically. It was an opportunity for me to learn more about me. And it also helped in raising my kids, because I was able to raise them to love fresh vegetables. Like, I didn't really learn about vegetables, fresh ones. The closest thing we ate to vegetables was canned corn, green beans, and peas. Added to meals, heated up, whatever. My mom did cook beans from scratch, of course, you know, Mexicans. But we had, you know, like peas, pork and beans, that kind of stuff. Sometimes she made the pork and beans from scratch, but not all the time. Hang on, my dog's leash kind of got tangled. You know, that kind of thing. But we really didn't eat, you know, like fresh stuff. It's kind of weird. Really, really was. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of strays out today. Seriously. People love dropping their damn dogs off. They don't want to take care of them, and then they just leave them. I didn't mean to say it that way, but it's like, why get an animal if you're not going to keep it? Then you just go drop it off on somebody's street thinking they're going to take care of it. Like, it's ridiculous. And then see here, like right there, you know, he doesn't look like he's going to attack us. He actually looks more scared, you know, but it's just that thing of, they shouldn't be out here. How do you expect them to survive? It's ridiculous. I don't understand some humans. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And so as I've figured out, everybody's different, you know. You have to kind of experiment with yourself, starting with water. If you're not used to drinking water, that's the place to start. I am a nutritionist, and I am certified in many healing modalities, so I can tell you on a nutritional standpoint, really, if you're not sure, how much water do I need to drink? They say 8 glasses a day, 8 glasses a day. Okay, how much? 8 ounces. Well, not necessarily. 6 to 8 ounces. And basically, you need to take your body weight, whatever you weigh today, and, you know, divide it in half. I'm just going to use a number, okay? 100 divided in half is 50. So 50 ounces of water a day is what your body would need. If you say, well, Gypsy, I don't even drink 20 ounces of water a day. Okay, so if you can at least drink 20 ounces of water, then set a goal every day for the next 3 days. I'm going to drink 20 ounces of water for sure. I'm going to start in the morning, drink 4 ounces, 4 ounces, 4 ounces, okay? Then after those 3 days, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to start drinking 25 ounces a day. And then after that, after the 2 or 3 days, start increasing it until you can get to whatever your number is. You're going to see, number one, you're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have less headaches. You're going to be able to think better, focus better. Yes, you're going to pee a lot, but that's good because your body is releasing toxins that it no longer needs, and that's why you're feeling better. And you want to start your day out with water, like the first thing. Like I mentioned briefly in the beginning of this video about Soleil water. You just want to get a good, organic, Himalayan pink salt is good. Rock salt, if you can find something better. There are better choices, lots of them. You want to get something that comes from the ground. It's good, on and on and on. And the night before, you can put it, like, it would actually last you a few days. You take like a good, regular cup size of water, or a jar, whatever, that holds like a cup to 2 cups in it. A cup is good enough. Add like 7 to 8 teaspoons of the salt. Stir it, allow it to set, and then add a little bit of that in the morning to your first drink of water. Like 2 teaspoons is all you need. It's heavily salty, so then all you're going to do is just sip on that first thing in the morning. Kind of slosh it around and get your saliva going, and that's all you need. And then the rest of the day, just drink clean water, clean filtered water. You really want to get clean filtered water. I have a Berkey. My goal is to eventually have my own homestead, etc. But presently I rent a room, like I said, and I'm converting my bus because I'm not sure exactly where I totally want to buy land at, etc. But drink some filtered water. That's a good place to start. Is just start with some water. You can even squeeze a half a lemon in that first douse of water in the morning, or a whole lemon, and get yourself going. I'll tell you what, that lemon, number one, is going to fill your body with vitamin C. It's going to help to detox your liver, keep your liver flowing and working right. All that extra water is going to keep your kidneys clean and detox. So those are your 2 filters in your body, okay? And you can also play around kind of, because chewing gets your saliva going, helps your digestion, helps to clear everything out, helps the stomach acids working properly. So even when you're drinking your water, you can even go through a chewing motion. Just that chewing motion gets that saliva going. Where is it going? Going into it's mixing with your stomach acids, etc., etc. And that's going to help. That's going to help on so many ways. So I hope that little tidbit, I will come on again. I'm going to keep trying to do some little videos. I've been saying this for a while, but I had to go through a little healing moment myself again. Over the summer, I talked about that. You can go back and check out the videos that I just did, reintroduction, etc. So anyways, I will talk more about my bus. Sonja and I are going to finish our walk. Yeah, Mom? We're going to finish our walk. And she eats mostly raw food and a specific dry food that has minimal ingredients. And then I cook some stuff for her too. She also gets herbs and tinctures and so forth to help her keeping healthy and so forth. And I also give her fresh garlic too. So anyways, I'm going to finish my walk and I will add more. So subscribe, like, leave a comment. If there's something that I said that maybe you know more information about, please, by all means, share it with us. Share it with me. Somebody might also get some help from it, and I will try to include more healthy choices, healthy options, etc. That's what I'm all about. So thank you. Peace, love, and peace to everybody. Keep shining your light. Stay happy. Just breathe. Yes. Have a good day. Thank you.